Today we are going to be fixing the most tragic looking moccasins that you've ever seen. These guys, yes, I would say these are my comfort shoes. I bought them when I would have started my job like nearly 4 years ago, and I've been wearing them non-stop. They're still really good for wearing them every single day. The soles are fine, it's okay. They just kind of look like they were maybe shredded by a dog or something. Where's the fur? I'm not sure. I had this idea that I am going to fix them up. I mean, I'm sure I could have wore them a little longer and got away with it, but I'm also a little embarrassed. I'm a bit embarrassed to be wearing these now. As you can tell, if you're a regular video watcher of mine, I'm in a whole new location. I'm now living with my mom temporarily, and yeah, I have nothing right now. All my stuff is in storage. I kind of mentioned this in my last video. Everything's kind of it's gonna be a little slow, and this channel's gonna be on hiatus, which is completely fine. We're just gonna make do. Before I moved, I was like, you know what I could do while I'm here? Fix these moccasins. Fix these sad moccasins and make them look maybe brand new. I have no idea what I'm doing though. Not a clue. They're kind of still damp, they're not normally this dark looking because I wash them. So I wear them outside during the winter time and they get gross and salty, and they're on my kitchen table, so it would be nice to wash them before I put them on here. I want to actually get into shoe cobbling in the future, just because I don't think that's something you see that often around. Maybe in bigger cities, but I'm in a small town and I don't see anything, and I don't want to drive to the city to get my shoes fixed. I have a lot of shoes that need to get fixed because I buy vintage shoes, and they sometimes need fixing. I'm gonna go through the materials I bought that I'm gonna use. Not sure if these are the right materials. I did not look up anything before I started. Maybe it would have been better to do that. I don't know. Start with the big main thing, which is rabbit fur. These are real rabbit fur, and I just thought it would be fitting to keep them real. I bought this from Tribal Spirit. I bought 2 pelts. I don't know if I need 2 pelts, and I know there's a lot of people who, are vegan or don't believe in using real fur. I understand that and I respect that, but I also think there's something about, sustainably using fur, not excessively, and as well, this is not plastic, and it can be easily composted. It will not be on this earth forever. I did not know what thread to use. I guess when I start tearing these apart, take a look-see. Actually, I can kind of tell now what it might be. So I bought artificial sinew. I don't think I need this, but I did use this to make moccasins a few years ago, but I think this would be for more DIY homemade moccasins. And then I bought wax thread. I don't know anything about thread, if I'm being honest. I just thought this looks like thread that would be really nice to use. Might have some strength. And now when I'm looking at these, I don't know if you can see, I'm gonna put them close if it focuses. It kind of looks like they did use wax thread. And that will probably be the main thing I use. Now, while I'm setting this all up, I realize I do not have a leather needle. I do own one. I just didn't pack it with me, and I would not know where it is in my storage room unit. My storage unit is filled to the brim because I did not pack it great, but it's okay. We got our typical scissors. We're gonna need a seam ripper, a ruler to measure. I bought some suede dye, a brown. So this might be more round than what this originally was. I'm not sure. Who cares? And then I bought these. I bought a small one, didn't realize it was gonna be that small. And then I bought a medium one, and I still think it is not that big. And I should have bought a big one, but we learn. I think this will be fine. It'll be fine. That's what we're gonna do. That's our plan today. That's our plan this weekend. It's a long weekend. It's also Valentine's. That's why there's roses. Another thing that I kind of wish I had, and I might just get it in the future, I'm gonna have to let it roll inside to make it really look brand new, but is just like another piece on the sole, like another plushie. I don't know. Normally, I guess moccasins are lined with like a sheep fur. Eventually, I'd like to put another cushion on here just to, you know, make sure the sole is not really thinning out. I love these. I want to keep these for, you know, the next 10 years. This is already 4 years of living. So we'll see. We will see. I'm going to start with tearing this apart. And when I say tearing this apart, I guess I should be more specific. Just taking the fur off. I'm not sure how that's gonna go. Oh wait, that looks fine. It was easy. I see it. I see a thread. So I'm gonna look for a thread, and I'm gonna start picking it, and you know, go from there. Guys, I dropped my camera on the ground, so I hope it's okay. I'm just gonna get right to it, and I'm gonna say a little prayer because I love these. I love these shoes. Yeah, okay. We're gonna, so yeah, okay. Stop, it's okay. Don't be like this, just do it. Here we are. There's really no turning back, I guess. Alternatively, if you were kind of over the fur and you didn't want to buy fur, you could just, you know, take the fur off and then maybe do like a bias tape of some sort around the edge. And then it's furless. It's interesting too because you can see like pen marks and pencil marks. Like, yeah, like a pen mark, I think that's not the middle, so I don't know what it was for. But people made these shoes with their hands, by the way. Even if they used machines, they're still using their hands. I'm gonna be sewing this by hand. This was obviously originally sewn with a sewing machine of some sort, not your regular sewing machine probably, but with one. So it's gonna be a little bit more complicating. I think there's anything we can chat about. I don't want to make this like a super talky video, but I do love talking. Just so you know. Is this sewn with the fleece? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. No, maybe not. Okay. I'm trying to get like a little hole in between so I can start. So I can easily rip it open instead of having to pick each thread. When I move, I have so many ideas. Like, I'm boggled with ideas. I'm not boggled. I'm overloaded with ideas. I want to start getting back into filming and, you know, working on my own business. I'm struggling to pick this. I think when I move, I've done this probably a couple times already because I've moved like twice. But I think I'm gonna do a office studio setup again. Depending on what a house looks like, I'm not sure. But I like watching those videos, and it kind of gets, you know, a little start in what I'm doing. I think that's gonna be my first video when I move. So look forward to that. We'll figure out how to set it up. This house I'm moving into, I would say, is permanent for the most part, until I, hopefully on my own terms, decide when I want to move, if I ever want to buy my own house. But this is mine. This is my place. I don't need to necessarily worry if I'm going to be kicked out or not, hopefully. And I can make a home out of it. Because I haven't really, every time I move, I'm like, I'm not comfortable to get too comfortable. I don't want to buy too much. I don't want to, even though I end up buying too much. Like, why do I have so much stuff? I don't end up doing a lot of stuff I really want to do just because it's not my place. It's not permanent. but this place will be, and I'm just hoping it will just change how I view life. I know, it's like first world problems. There's so much stuff going on in this world, and it also just genuinely stresses me out. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. This will be a new path in my life, I guess. A new me. She's off. She's off. Could someone tell me if this is real fur or not? Like, do they just somehow put it on, like, I don't know, they say it's real fur, but it's soft. It's really soft. And this is what she looks like. She's naked. Let's try them on. I'm kind of curious what they look like. Oh yeah. This is right angle, right? That's what they look like. Like a slipper without fur. Not bad. Like, if in the future, if I decide I hate sewing fur onto this, maybe I'll just take them apart and add some sort of something on the edge, because they're not that bad like that. I'm just gonna, once I get the other shoe done, I'm gonna clean these up, like the thread off of it, you know, do a little bit of trimming, and then we're not really gonna think about the fur until later. We're gonna dye these, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this, like, start doing the fur today, because this suede is obviously gonna need to dry, but this is what it looks like. Very sad. I have a bunch of fluff in my nose. Now I'm just gonna clean them up. I'm gonna take the thread out. I think now that they're open, I can actually, like, get into the shoe better. It is really linty in there, so I'm gonna lint roll it and see what I can do. It is time to do the suede dye. I don't know if this is actually fully dry, if I'm being honest. Maybe it's not time. Ignore that. I'll just tell you what the process is, and then we'll go right into it when it is dry. So I looked up a video just to see if I'm on the right track, if I know what I'm doing. I am missing some stuff, like gloves. Gloves are very important, so just don't watch me. Don't pretend there's gloves on my hands. The goal is not to get ink on my hands, and we'll be fine. But do wear gloves when you do this. This house normally has gloves, so I'm kind of surprised I can't find them. I'll look again, but I can't find anything. This is the dye that I'm using. It's Angelus brand brown suede dye and dressing for all nappy leathers. No idea, don't know anything about dye. This is a brown. We're just gonna try it, and hopefully it's enough. The shoes are small, there's not a lot here, so I'm assuming it's gonna be enough. Another thing that would have been great to have would have been a brush. I do not have a brush because everything is packed up. The brush would be for, like, getting the edges, because I probably won't be able to get that far in. Also, if you're buying this, it does come with one of these. I did not know that, so that reduces your price a little bit if you just use the one that it came with. So yeah, we're just gonna, I'm excited. This is gonna be the most fun part if I do it right. I don't know how to do this. I'm scared I'm gonna make, like, a big mess, because I probably will. I don't know, do I just dip it right in? No one actually said not to. This is supposed to brush the suede with a good brush, but I don't have that. I don't have anything, as you can tell. It is what it is. I think this whole experiment is just a trial and error. Honestly, hopefully trial and no error. Oh my god, can I do this? Oh. Oh, it's strong. Maybe a mask is good to have too. I don't know. We're just gonna brush it on. Oh, that is, oh my god. How, oh my god. I don't know if I'm doing this right. How close can I get to the edge without it? We'll just do that. So it is gonna dry a lot, like a lot lighter too. Keep that in mind. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. I hope I have enough. Ah, oh my gosh. I can't stop. Oh my gosh. zoom you in a bit. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna get this creases. This is gonna be interesting. Oh, wow. Look at that. This is the comparison. It looks really dark right now, like black, but it will dry much lighter, I think. The thread that was used is not dyeing, which I don't really care. It depends on how light this dries. This is how much dye was used, so it's not even halfway, which is good. It's still a good chunk because it was like filled to the top. But that means if this is patchy and I don't like it, then I can do another coat. I'm confident I can get another coat in. I'm really curious to see how these dry. Now I have the other one to do. Like, guys, I think I unlocked something inside of me. Like, this is what? I'm speechless. I'm just... I should have did red. Red would have been so cool. No, brown. All right. Are you ready? They're both dyed. Also, I forgot to mention, I did find a paintbrush, so that's great. Love that. This is what it looks like. It's not gonna look like this, obviously, when it's dry. I'm not sure how patchy it's gonna look. But yeah, that is all for today because I have to wait for it to dry. But I'm actually super excited. I'm like, I can't wait to see what it looks like. This would have been the first one I did, and you can already tell maybe that's a little lighter. I can tell like it's a little patchier. All right, it is the next day. I love them. I don't know about you, but I love them. Like, they're not perfect. Like, they're far from being perfect. And like, you're supposed to brush the suede as well, which I don't have a suede brush. I don't want to go out and buy one right now. So I had like the idea of a toothbrush. This is my toothbrush. So I was like, I'll just change out my toothbrush. It's been a minute and use this one. It kind of worked. It brushed it out a bit. And then, yeah. And then obviously there's just like, it's worn out in areas, so it's gonna look a little weird. I did read on the bottle, like, today, using like sandpaper. I don't know if that would actually fix the nap, but it's a possibility. I'm not gonna do that. Maybe in the future I'll try that out. I added a second coat this morning, and I'm just posing with my shoes. That's the whole video, is me posing with the shoe. I think it's gonna be the hardest part, just because I don't know. I honestly don't have a needle, so we'll figure it out. I have needles, I just don't have a leather needle, which I think would make it a lot easier to sew through. So I'm gonna be using the trim fur that was on the moccasins as a size guide. I have no idea what I'm doing. Maybe I should look up a video. Maybe I will. Yeah, I will. I know I want to use like the fluffiest part of the fur, like when you get over near the belly. I would assume would be the belly part, right? It's a little bit more thinner, and I just want that beautiful color. Of course, I don't want to waste this at all, so I don't know what to do with, like, if I just start cutting in the middle, what to do with the sides. We'll see. I could probably think of something, but I can't stop petting it. And that is exactly why my moccasins also started looking like the fur just looked so bare, is I just kept petting them, which is weird. Like, you're petting your moccasins. I don't know. I just like would just sit and just play with the fur because it was very soft. Yeah, maybe I gotta try to control myself. I realized the way I was showing you before is the wrong way. I do not want to cut it this way because all of the fur would be going in one spot, and I think it just will look unnatural on the moccasins. So instead we're gonna cut it lengthwise, and when you fold it, the fur should look a lot more fluffier. So that's what we're gonna have to do, and I'm gonna have to piece it together then. I have drawn my lines. I just drew a few. I'm not actually sure how much I'm gonna need, and I'm gonna cut it. I found an X-Acto knife. No idea what I'm doing. We will see. Yeah, I have no tips. I don't know. Let's just watch what I'm doing, I guess. Another thing while cutting, which I think is just something I kind of know, also just watching YouTube videos or whatever, is you don't want to cut the fur. And the goal is to just cut the pelt, which I kind of still cut the fur. Because like my knife is not as sharp as I wish it was. And I tried my hardest to cut. Just like I tried using scissors instead. But I don't know, I still feel like I cut the fur, like I still got a lot of fur here, which is not cool. I don't know, maybe my next cut, I'll try harder. Like obviously like when you look at it like this, you can tell like it's kind of fine. There's still fur there. I did it again, and I think I did a better job. Like obviously I'm still gonna lose some hair, but that's what it looks like. And then once it's... All right, I've cut my strips. They're not perfect, but I think like they're not bad. This is my first time cutting fur, so bear with me. This one looks really good. This one was a little oopy. It's a learning process, guys. It's a learning process. I cut 4 pieces out, so I'm going to, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut these little chunks off that are like the white parts, right sides together, I guess, sew them together. I've gone ahead and just did this little part off camera because I just wanted to test it, but I whip stitched 2 pieces together just to make it longer, making sure I'm not sure if I'm doing this right, but I think I've seen people do it, but making sure I tuck the fur in so when you put it on the right side, it's not like tucked in fur and it looks like there's an obvious seam. Like, is it perfect? No. But I would say you wouldn't really notice it. I did find a leather needle too. Not sure if this is the right thread to use. I'm like, I don't know, but I think using sinew or this would like just be the same. I'm sure you can use regular thread as well, but I think regular thread would be better with like a sewing machine. I'm playing around. I don't like how the fur is sticking to this though. It's kind of gross, but yeah. So we do have 1 piece sewn together. And now I'm gonna sew these 2 pieces together. Now I need to put this on. I've sewn it. I hope it's the right size. I don't know, we'll see. I'm sure I can like not pull it that much. Like, you gotta be like kind of delicate with this, obviously. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and we're gonna put the fur side facing the fleece side and make sure like the fur is also facing down. You do this and we're gonna sew around like that. Once we're done, we should be able to flip it over and it will like, well, we won't really be able to flip it over that easily, but we'll be able to flip it over and it will kind of like look like that. And then we'll have to like sew this down. I've started to sew it, if you can see, whip stitching all around. I decided to do the front first because it looked like my trimming was too long, and it was. So I just fixed that. And it should now nicely fit in, and I'll just whip stitch it again all the way around. Yeah, it's just gonna be sewing and it hurts, and definitely have a leather needle. And actually these things are good to have too. These are my mom's though. I don't have mine on hand because they're packed. I could make another pair, I think. I think there's leather in here. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how I feel. I pricked myself and I didn't realize it was bleeding, so I did get some blood on my thing, but it's fine. We're not gonna see that, it's okay. But I did finally, I did get it all whip stitched around, and let's like pretend we're turning it around now to see what it looks like, because it's gonna be so exciting. Oh my God. I did that. It's not done, but I almost did that. Okay, so I'm just gonna do the same thing I did on this one, and kind of just be at the same step. And I'll probably just do that off camera because you already seen it. And then I might come back tomorrow and finish it because I don't think I'm gonna get it done tonight. I need to rest my fingers because it kind of hurts to do this, so. But we are nearing the finish line. We just need to sew this down. I guess there's no reveal in this video because I guess this is what it's gonna look like. But yeah, we just gotta sew it down. And I think I'm gonna try using thread. This is just a cheap cotton thread, that's all I have. And then waxing it just so it's easier to sew. I don't really want the thread to be seen too much on the other side, and then using like a really waxy thread. I don't want it to get gross over time. So I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna double it, and I'm gonna wax it. I 100% frigged up my fingers. Take this video also as a what not to do. Do wear protection on your fingers when you are sewing through thick material like this. Do use a glover's needle, which I did. That's the leather needle. I keep calling it a leather needle, but it's called a glover's needle. And yeah, don't just think you're indestructible and can sew through anything. My fingers were in pain during like the second set, and like I kind of kept cutting myself. I still probably won't learn from anything, obviously, but like, yeah. If you do that like all the time, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Your fingers are gonna get damaged, so don't do that. So I'm going to follow the guideline that was kind of already made from like when it was sewn before. You can kind of see. I'm gonna try to put my needle through those holes as well because I think it's gonna help a lot with like getting the needle through. I don't know if like the thickness of the thread will also be easier to go through now too. We will see. Hopefully it holds up. Yeah, no idea what I'm doing, but I'm gonna also hide the knot. I'm just gonna first, I'll show you. We're going to first put it underneath. Also, I'm still not wearing gloves because I'm silly. Just to hide the knot. Like that. Okay. I feel like the fur is just gonna get in the way. We will see. And I like, because you're gonna have to push it. This is gonna be a little annoying. I already can tell. I can already tell. kind of have a method that is right or not right. There's no right way to do something, but this is my method that I'm doing. I'm sure if you look up tutorials on how to actually put fur on moccasins, those might be helpful, but I don't know if it's different when it's already like a pre-made like factory like moccasin. But yeah, this is what I'm doing. So right now I'm on the back side, and like I've got from here to here sewn already, and you can tell kind of like, actually you can tell there's fur. You have to be really careful not to get the fur caught in the thread. So I will, this is gonna be complicating the show, but I'll move this over to kind of see the holes, and this, actually you can kind of see here. I am skipping, like when I'm looking at the pre-made holes here from the thread that was already on here, done by machine, I'm skipping one hole and I'm going to the other. Instead of like a 1/8 space, I'm doing a like 1/4 space, just because I think it would just be really annoying, and I do think they're gonna hold up anyways, so it doesn't matter. So from behind, I try to look for, it's a little harder doing it this way. I try to look for the hole with my needle, and it's not easy. You're kind of like multitasking, like trying to pull the fur away as well so it doesn't get caught. But once you get it through the hole there, from going from the back to the front, you should go over here, and while you're pulling it, make sure there's no fur caught in the thread, and pull it. And then come back to the front, pull the fur up so you can see. And then I go up straight and catch a little bit of, I guess, the skin. And my thread is getting weird, of course, right when I'm like doing it, showing you guys. It was fine not that long ago. And then we have it like that. And then we skip a hole and go to the next one. And that's kind of just what I've been doing. And it seems easy enough to me. And like when you go throughout, like I'm keeping it loose for a couple stitches, and then when I go throughout, I pull it tight for the rest, and like it seems to be holding. I think it's about time to finish this video up. I have no idea if this was something that excites you, but it honestly excites me so much that I did this. Like, it's rewarding. Like, we remember what it looked like. And any normal person probably would just trash these and buy a whole new pair of shoes, but these look brand new. It looks like I went and bought a new pair of shoes. So thank you all who have stuck around to the end. I did do a quick price list. It's just an estimate of like kind of everything I bought, but keep in mind, this is Canadian prices, and everyone else, you know, prices are different everywhere. So for the rabbit fur, one pelt was $10. For the dye was also like $10. I'm kind of rounding too, because like I don't want to do like $9.49 or something, but like we'll say $10. I bought brushes to go with them, but honestly, my dye came with a brush, so if your dye comes with a brush, you don't have to even consider buying like those cotton brushes, but I would say $2. For thread or wax thread, if you don't have any, the wax thread was about $5, and I'm not really pricing like any other thread. Like This is assuming like you already have a lot of stuff, like if you just already have normal thread or you have scissors, like I'm assuming you have this stuff. Something that you may not have is the Glover needle, the leather needle. And I already had this. Looked online, a 12 pack is like $10. So like for one needle, that would be 83 cents. In total, we have $27.83. Or you can round up to $30 if you really want to. That, however, is not counting the time I put in it. Of course, like that is a lot cheaper than actually buying a new pair of shoes. 30 bucks, like that any day, than buying a $100 pair of shoes. This took me like a weekend and it hurt my hands. So just be aware, like protect yourself when you're doing this stuff because your fingers matter. Yeah, oh my gosh. I don't know, I'm so proud of myself, like, and I love these shoes. They're like my comfort shoes. I know, crazy, love it. I recommend finding something you love or like a piece of yours that needs some fixing up and, you know, mending it, upcycling it, because it's very rewarding to see it look either brand new or it's just you're putting time and care into a piece, and that piece after just becomes like way more. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm struggling to speak today. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in another one. Bye.